Iran's main role has been providing militias and military and financial support to the Syrian regime. Iran filled the breach first by bringing in militias financed by Iran from Lebanon, from Iraq, from also IRGC has been supervising, and also Iran has been recruiting from Afghanistan and from Pakistan. And a lot of the time these include child soldiers because they're recruited from refugee camps or they're recruited on false religious pretexts. When there was the fight going on against ISIS in Palmyra, so at the instructions of General Qasem Soleimani, the regime pulled away its resources and its soldiers from Palmyra so it can concentrate them on Aleppo, and which completely undermines that claim that Iran has made that it's fighting to its own people, saying that it's fighting against Daesh terror, and secondly and that it's protecting Shia shrines inside Syria. Well, Shia shrines are in and around Damascus, and yet what was happening is that all the soldiers, all the recruits that it was bringing in, they were being sent north to Aleppo to fight on behalf of the regime. Just today, a child was captured who was fighting on behalf of Daesh, and Iran has been, it was involved in it, in using child soldiers in the past, and it's doing that now. And a lot of the militia recruits, they tend to be underage, and especially the recruits that are being brought in from Afghanistan and Pakistan, many of them are underage. So yes, I mean, it's ironic and at the same time outrageous, and it is a shame that Iran, currently under a supposedly reformist government, has tolerated these practices. Considering Iran's own history of having been the victim of chemical weapons, it's particularly shocking that it's now not only propping up a regime that uses chemical weapons, but also makes excuses for it, because there has been a deliberate and concerted effort by the Iranian regime and its media to try to deflect attention from the regime's use of chemical weapons. I used to be a supporter of the Iran deal, but the past few years have made me reconsider, because when all those resources were released inside Iran, the money that was released into Iran, instead of being used for the Iranian people, that has been invested in these kinds of foreign adventurism, and obviously the people inside Iran suffer from that, because the infrastructure is collapsing, and the social welfare system just doesn't even exist. So what has happened is that you have this enormous consequences for the people at home. It's endgame in Syria once again. It's trying to restore Assad's power, but the kind of demographic engineering that it's attempting, it's going to have a major backlash, because obviously it's not sustainable. You cannot be in a Sunni majority country and then try to establish a kind of a client regime, a sectarian client regime, and that's not going to happen. And I think it's going to create it's going to entrench hatreds. It's going to obviously fuel sectarianism, and in the long term, it's going to be a pretty dangerous outcome for the entire region. And I think that's why I wish the people of Iran very well, and I hope that they are able to get rid of the kind of regime which keeps them under such that keeps them impoverished and endangers them by the kind of adventurism that it's currently engaged in.